We have the recap of the Runnin' Rebels win against Utah State.
The Skatin' Rebels are ready to take on Boise State.
And we have an update on your Hustlin' Rebs.
All that and more on Rebel Report.
What can you say about Dre? I mean, he's just so efficient. So yes, he's playing at a high level of scoring, but think about the efficiency and think about that everyone is trying. He's at top of the line of the scatter report.
We welcome you back inside Greenspun Hall for another season of Rebel Report. I'm Gabriel Goddard.
And I'm Whitaker Lummis. You just heard from head coach Josh Pastner in his high praise of Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. With more on the beginnings of the Mountain West Player of the Week, Gianna Sumachet joins us live in studio.
That's right, guys. Once again, the junior guard takes home his Mountain West Player of the Week nod, marking his third selection this season. The Illinois transfer took over in the Runnin' Rebels overtime win against UNR. Gibbs-Lawhorn scored a career-high 42 points, hitting 8 three-pointers, and one of which was a game-tying three that he knocked down with just 33 seconds left in regulation. He followed that performance up Wednesday night, dropping 30 points and hitting 6 threes in UNLV's loss to Grand Canyon. Gibbs-Lawhorn and the Runnin' Rebels were back in action on Tuesday night at the Thomas & Mack Center against Utah State. Our own Jacqueline Martinez was there and has more.
Thank you, Gianna. As you mentioned, the Mountain West Player of the Week, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, and the Rebels had an absolutely amazing game on Tuesday night against Utah State with an end score of 92-65. The Aggies are currently first in the Mountain West, but that did not matter to the Rebels. UNLV came to the court with fire and intensity, especially in the second half, as they were able to put up 60 points. Kimani Hamilton went all out on senior night, putting up 24 points and 10 rebounds. But we can't forget Howie Fleming Jr., who had his second triple-double in the last 4 games. The bench players were also a key factor in securing the win, like Tyron Jones, who had 17 points, as well as Isaac Williamson, who had the fans going crazy with 5 threes. The team and the crowd knew they had secured this win. After the blowout victory, Coach Josh Pastner spoke about the impact Gibbs-Lawhorn had without being the primary scorer.
But I thought Dre deserves a lot of credit for him being able to find the open guy, didn't hunt his shots. He played as a high-level point guard tonight.
Make sure you stay updated as the Rebels will face off against the San Diego Aztecs in San Diego on Friday, March 6th. Reporting for Rebel Report, this is Jacqueline Martinez.
Speaking of SDSU, there are a lot of seeding implications for that one heading into the Mountain West Tournament. Of course, that is held right here at Thomas & Mack, kicking off March 11th.
Still you.
Speaking of the Mountain West Tournament, our very own Jeremiah Skillman was at the Lady Rebels last game of the season before the Mountain West Tournament.
The Lady Rebels finished off their regular season at the Pavilion last night with a blowout win versus Boise State, 76-47, and with that win, they secured the #2 spot in the Mountain West. A notable performance from last night was Shelby Brown, who had 22 points and 16 rebounds. She was close to that 2020 that all fans were waiting for. And then Sydney Summers, who went 4 for 9 and had 14 points off the bench. With the Lady Rebels ending the regular season, they had a 15-5 conference record and a 20-10 overall record. The Lady Rebels had various players this season cook, such as Meadow Rowland, who averaged 15 points per game and 1.8 block, and Shelby Brown, who led in rebounds with 9.9 and steals with 1.9. Then Aaliyah Alexander, who led in assists with 3.3. Also Mariah Elohim, who led behind the arc at 38.2%. The Lady Rebels, as a team, averaged 68.6 points per game this season. May not have been their best from past seasons, but they still had a great run. But it's not over yet. Now the most important games are here. The Mountain West Tournament starts this weekend. The Lady Rebels' first game of the Mountain West is this Sunday, March 8th at 5 p.m. versus the winner of Fresno and UNR. Tournament will be held here at the Thomas & Mack, and I think they have all the momentum. And I'm excited, and I'll here pass it back to the desk.
Thanks, Jeremiah. The Mountain West Women's Tournament is sure to be a thriller, and be sure to tune in to Rebel Report for all the latest updates on our Lady Rebels.
With the postseason right around the corner, the UNLV Skating Rebs dropped the puck one final time before the ACHA National Championships. Reporter Kyle Sparrow and Zoe Salas have more.
The UNLV Skating Rebels face ACHA Division II Boise State Broncos in an exhibition series.
Now their last outing was against their rival, the Utah Utes, and they ended up splitting that series, losing the first game 2-1 in a shootout, but winning the next one and bouncing back with a score of 7-4.
Now they're looking to defend their national championship, so the Rebels are looking to go into this postseason hot.
We don't take any team lightly. We're going in with the intent to win and to play our game, build a little confidence as well, and just prepare ourselves for our flight and for our first practicing game on Friday.
Now Friday's matchup, they're celebrating Heroes Night, followed by Saturday's matchup, celebrating Senior Night.
So we need you guys here to Pack City National Arena and help us send our Skating Rebels off right. Reporting for Rebel Report, I'm Zoe Salas.
And I'm Kyle Sparrow.
Now, Rebels, this is the last chance to see the defending ACHA National Champions. Puck drop for Friday and Saturday's games are at 7 p.m. at City National Arena.
It was great weather this weekend for some golf, and our reporters Ricky Less and Dylan Paget got to spend the weekend with our men's and women's golf teams, so let's send it to them.
Hey guys, both UNLV golf teams hosted their yearly tournament here in Las Vegas. The men's here at Southern Highlands Golf Club hosting the Southern Highlands Collegiate, while the women's were over at the Las Vegas Country Club hosting the Lady Luck Invitational. On the men's side, it was a battle between number 1 Virginia and number 2 Auburn, but in the end, Virginia came out on top, shooting a team score of 15 under in the 3-day event. For our guys, junior Zach Little led the team, placing in the top 15, while senior Trevor Lewis placed in the top 20.
Chipping over to the women's, our very own Yu Fong came in second, and University of Central Florida took away the team title. Next up, the men's team will be at the Michael A. Marino at the Golf Dunes and Beach Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And the women's team will be at the Julie Ingska at the Meadow Club Invitational in San Francisco, California. And don't forget to support your UNLV programs next week with Rebels Give.
I see both teams were swinging and hustling, and can't wait to see how they do.
Speaking of hustling, Will Lewin is here in studio to give us a recap of the Hustlin' Rebels. What have you got for us, Will?
Yeah, thank you guys. And this UNLV baseball team continues to stack results. The Rebels took the series on the road against Santa Clara 2-1, showing depth and composure in big moments. Drew Berrigan continues to build his legacy at the plate, and Gavin Taylor delivered with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the 9th. No safety, just trust in the work. Back home, Northern Colorado saw both sides of it. Tuesday, UNLV hit the gas early in a mercy rule win. Wednesday turned into a drum and bass battle. Down 6, the Rebels fought back to force extras before the Bears picked up their first win. A what-if game, but one that builds life sentence resilience over the course of a season. Now it's Minnesota on Friday, Southern Illinois Saturday, Northwestern on Sunday, by plane or by highway in the Cambria Classic this weekend in Minneapolis. And if you're looking for a soundtrack for this stretch, J. Cole might have just dropped one, guys.
Thanks, Will. First pitch against Minnesota will be this Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific on Big Ten Plus.
Always so nice to hear what's going on campus.
Hold on to your seats because we have more sports coverage from the 702 right after this short break.
Reduce weight problems, along with playing an organized sport. The most important part is to keep an active, healthy diet, along with remaining hydrated throughout your day, as a combination of any two of these things will help you lead a normal, healthy life.
In Las Vegas, the tables are hot and the action is fast, but the roads don't have to be. Going over the speed limit could cost you up to $1,000, and that's money you can't win back. Speeding contributes to nearly a third of all traffic fatalities in Nevada. Those are odds you should never gamble with. One bad bet behind the wheel could change your life forever. Slow down. Stay in control. Arrive alive.
Go outside. You can go for a run. You can go play basketball. You can go play football. You can simply just go outside to the park. Just be outside, be active, and just have fun. Go outside.
Gabe, I was watching the entire USA men's hockey team go on their gold medal run, and it just filled a void in my heart.
Always love when America can go abroad and win the most prized possession in sports, that gold medal. But coming back down from the Olympic high, NHL action returns, which means your Vegas Golden Knights are officially back in action. Ansley Pavlicek has more.
The Golden Knights kicked off their post-Olympic schedule on a 5-game road trip. The Knights did not have any of their 5 medalists, but they were able to get the job done against the Kings in their first game back from Olympic break. The Knights used the third period and Pavlo Dorofiev's 2 goals for them to win with a score of 6-4. However, the Knights lost 3 straight games despite getting their 5 players back, including Jack Eichel and Mark Stone. They had narrow losses, which included ones against the Washington Capitals and the Buffalo Sabres, losing both games with a score of 3-2, and a 5-0 loss against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Golden Knights ended their 3-game losing streak with a 4-3 overtime win against the Detroit Red Wings last night, ending their post-Olympics road trip with a record of 2-3.
The Knights return to T-Mobile this Friday against the Minnesota Wild. Tune into ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. to catch that game.
Now, I had the opportunity to catch some professional tennis this weekend at T-Mobile, so let's take a look at what I was up to over the break. Yep, that's right. The MGM Slam just happened right here at T-Mobile, and Vegas showed out for this tennis match. 8 players and over $1 million in prize money. The rules work like this. In the quarterfinal and semifinal, it's 1 match to 10. Then in the final, it's 3 matches to 10 in Riley Opelka and Taylor Fritz. Opelka would win that one 10-6, and that match sent him to the final. João Fonseca and Alexander Bublik, with Fonseca dominating in a 10-3 win. The final for all the marbles, $300,000 on the line and 3 games to 10. Fonseca won the first one, but Opelka did not go down without a fight. He took the second, and then Fonseca had his masterpiece in a 2-1 win in the winner of this year's MGM Slam tournament. Reporting for Rebel Report, I'm Whitaker Lummis. Such a cool tournament. You had lifelong friends in Fritz, Opelka, and Paul, and then you had the youngest person on the card, João Fonseca, win the whole thing. I think I'm going to have to start getting my game up.
Well, the Las Vegas Desert Dogs and the Vancouver Warriors dueled it out last Friday, February 27th, but unfortunately fell 14-10, moving to 4 wins and 6 losses on the year. The Desert Dogs opened strong and kept pace with the Warriors through the first half. Vegas had 6 different goal scorers, led by Adam Patra and Jonathan Donville, each with 6 points. The Warriors pulled away in the third quarter, scoring 4 unanswered goals to take the win. Keegan Ball led Vancouver with 9 points, including 2 during that third quarter swing. The Desert Dogs will now travel over 3,000 miles east to take on the Halifax Thunderbirds, a team Vegas has never beaten in franchise history, this Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific.
When we come back, we have a familiar face from Runner Rebels games and Lady Rebels games.
JB joins us here live in studio, so don't go anywhere.
Every day, about 37 people in the U.S. die in drunk driving incidences. That's 1 person every 39 minutes. Whenever you do drink, you need to take a step back and think. You can ruin your life or someone else's life. Is it really worth it? There are more negative outcomes than positive. Don't drink and drive.
The world is predicted to generate at least 220 million tons of plastic waste in the year of 2024. 70 million tons are predicted to end up in our environment. it's not hard to do. Recycle.
In today's world, getting to know your neighbors isn't just about being friendly, it's about keeping your community safe. Building strong connections with those around you creates an extra layer of security. Neighbors who know each other can help prevent intruders by noticing when something seems off. And when natural disasters strike or emergencies arise, those same connections can make all the difference. Getting to know your neighbors isn't just about community, it's about safety and support. Take some time today to get to know your neighbors. You never know when you might need each other.
Now, I know you are a Milwaukee Bucks fan. I've seen Giannis come back recently, but still they just aren't able to do that good on the road. What do you think? Do you think the Bucks are probably tanking this year?
You know, I haven't watched a lot of Bucks games. I mean, I've really been in tune with the running Rebels, who are doing pretty well. I think the Bucks with Giannis can make a push into the play-in. However, I'm not sure they can make it all the way to the playoffs. That's going to be a good push, especially now without Damian Lillard. You have Ryan Rollins. You have a lot of young pieces, and this is one of the first picks that they're going to control for a while, so they need a good pick. So as a Bucks fan, I'm not too sad that we're bad. I don't think we're tanking, though.
Yeah, I've been right there with you. Haven't caught too much NBA action. I've been watching a lot of Runnin' Rebels basketball. And with all this Rebel basketball action, let's not forget what's going on over in those big leagues.
The NBA has once again had talks about tanking and how ethical it is. We have Darren with us to give us more insight.
Many NBA fans have been saying the league has become unwatchable because of tanking. They find that the practice ruins the product overall, as it makes games not worth watching. Commissioner Adam Silver has acknowledged and agreed with these sentiments. With this sentiment.
Thank you, Darren. Sorry to cut you off short there. With all the talk about the lottery and its odds, it begs the question, who wants to take those odds in a gamble for a better future? Can it be the Bucks? I sure hope so.
Well, the Thomas & Mack Center can potentially play host to some high-level boxing for the first time in years. Reporter Hero Guerra is outside the Thomas & Mack. Hero?
That's right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here at the Thomas & Mack Center, home of the UNLV Runnin' Rebels, but also a venue that's played host to many different types of events throughout the years. You think of professional bull riding, the NBA All-Star back in 2007, and of course, the sweet science of boxing, which may return here soon as negotiations are currently ongoing for the return of the legendary Manny Pacquiao, who is set to face Ruslan Provodnikov in a 10-round exhibition. This matchup would take place on April 18th and would serve as a preparation matchup for Pacquiao's highly anticipated rematch against Floyd Mayweather Jr. going down in September at the Sphere. As for Pacquiao, he's coming off a split draw against Mario Barrios last year in a fight many people thought he should have received the judge's nod. On the other side, Ruslan is a fighter we have not seen compete since 2016, but he did hold the WBO junior welterweight title and is a tough matchup for anyone he faced. Now, Jas Mathur, CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, has come out and said this fight is not yet signed, but is highly considered and could be soon to be official for the preparation match for the Pacquiao-Mayweather showdown going down at the Sphere. Guys, I'm so excited for the potential return of boxing here at the Thomas & Mack. What do you think?
Thanks, Hedo. I'm also very excited to potentially see a legend, my personal favorite boxer, Manny Pacquiao, make his return to the Thomas & Mack Center.
The NBA has once again talked about trading, so let's send it over to Darren, who got cut off earlier. Darren, what do you have for us?
Many NBA fans have been saying the league has become unwatchable because of tanking. They find that the practice ruins the overall product, as it makes games not worth watching. Commissioner Adam Silver has acknowledged and agreed with this sentiment and proposed solutions to de-incentivize it, along with finding the Indiana Pacers $100,000 and the Utah Jazz $500,000. Some propositions he introduced for the following seasons include freezing or flattening the odds, basing lottery odds on 2-year records, and more. Nothing is set in stone, but the next couple of seasons will be very interesting for the teams looking to make moves with the lottery. Thank you for having me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Darren. With all the talk about the lottery and its odds, it begs the question, who's going to cash in and change their future for the better? The Formula One season is about to roar to life. And with a new year comes new storylines. There's a lot to watch before the lights go out on the first race. So let's speed over to Kelly Johnson on the Grand Prix Plaza with a look at the season ahead.
I'm here live at Grand Prix Plaza, and it's safe to say the upcoming F1 season should be an exciting one. Reigning champion Lando Norris is looking to defend his titles, but the odds are saying otherwise. George Russell currently has the highest odds to win the championship due to his consistency last year. If we're talking about consistency, we gotta talk about Charles Leclerc in Bahrain. During his preseason testing, he came out with the top times, and he had the best starts out of anyone on the grid. But testing may be the only thing we see in Bahrain this season. With the current war in the Middle East, Bahrain and Jeddah both may be canceled, and there may be races in place of those two. Now, speaking of races, we're going to Melbourne this weekend, and with our Melbourne preview, it's lights out and away we go to Roki in the studio.
Melbourne's Albert Perth circuit is known for its fast corners, tight walls, and unpredictable conditions.
So the season opener, one of the most chaotic on the calendar, and already there's drama before the lights even go out. Aston Martin may be forced to retire their cars after the Formula lap due to ongoing technical issues, which is a tough start for a team hoping to compete near the front of this year. With new cars, new expectations, and the first 25 points on the line, Australia is where the championship journey begins. So from the desk, now thanks Roki for that. Sorry to cut you off there. The Australian Grand Prix takes place this weekend from Melbourne with the race streaming on F1 TV. The lights go out on Saturday at 8 p.m. and the race for the World Championship is officially underway.
Moving on to NASCAR, we have a record-breaking win, and our reporter James Carter has more.
Everything is bigger in Texas, including a history-making win in the NASCAR Cup Series. Tyler Reddick wins at COTA as he makes history, being the first driver to win the first 3 races of a NASCAR Cup Series season. Here's what Reddick had to say about his victory.
We did not like getting beat like that at road courses, and it's one race, but it was so important, so fitting that we were able to get 3 in a row and make history.
The NASCAR Cup Series will now get ready for a weekend doubleheader in the desert with the NTT IndyCar Series at Phoenix Raceway on Sunday, March 8th at 12:30 p.m. I'm James Carter, reporting for Rebel Report.
And what a start to the season for Tyler Reddick. Let's see if he can go 4 in a row next week. And the first show of Rebel Report means it's also the first Maya's Minute of the season. And if you don't know what Maya's Minute is, well, here she is.
Welcome to Maya's Minute. I'm Maya, and in 1 minute, I will tell you all the upcoming UNLV games. So now the hard part. Tomorrow, it's stacked with track and field at the Throwers at the Beach Opener, and then we have a softball doubleheader for the Red and Black Classic. First, Utah Tech at 3 p.m., and then North Dakota State at 6 p.m. Switching to the Hustling Rebs, they play at the Cambria Classic at 5 and then at 7. Our Rodent Rebs are at San Diego State on the 7th. Lady Rebs start the Mountain West Championship all next week, and the Hustling Rebs take on Southern Illinois at 9 a.m. Then later, softball takes on LMU at 3 p.m. and North Dakota State at 6 p.m. On the 8th, baseball challenges Northwestern in the last day of the Cambria Classic. Then softball hosts LMU in the last day of the Red and Black Classic at 12. On the 10th, we only have the Hustling Rebs hosting UC Riverside at 2:05 p.m. Moving on to the 11th, Rodent Rebs start their competing in the Mountain West Championships. Whew! That was a hefty first week on Maya's Minute, but I can't wait to see how our Rebels do. But I've used up my minute. Back to Whit and Gabe.
Wow, thank you, Miss Motormouth Maya. I didn't realize how many UNLV sports are going on right now, but I'm definitely going to be cashing in my free student tickets. And well, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Season 19 premiere of Rebel Report. Once again, I am Gabriel Goddard.
And I'm Whitaker Lemus. Make sure you catch up with all things UNLV on our social media, TikTok, Instagram, X. We're everywhere at Rebel Sportsnet. Signing out from Greenspun Hall.